The COVID-19 pandemic has completely changed the way we function and the way we interact. It has also placed a number of limitations on space occupation and movement. As we've seen during the various stages of lockdown, companies were ushered into a different form or realm of working, which is remote working. And now that these restrictions are getting less and less, we are seeing the return to work with employees coming back to the workplace. I have with me here today Louis Lhoest from Valden Company. And Louis, let me just start with the first question on what are the things that we need to consider when we reevaluate and readjust to this new hybrid work environment?
Well, thank you, Maya. I'm happy to be here and to share our experience and knowledge with you today on this topic that, in fact, affects every person and every organization in the world returning from our pandemic. The pandemic, in fact, has made us rethink the way that we work. And in the last year and a half, a lot of organizations have experienced that working from home is something that we're able to do that enables people to still be productive, but also that has a flip side with losing more social interactions, with also losing some energy from time to time for people being in isolation continuously and not meeting their peers. And it has learned us also that we could use technology in a far better way to collaborate. What we also learned very much from this is that working from home is here to stay. It's not something that will go away after the pandemic has gone. It will be there, which means that we need to rethink how we organize work when more people are working remotely from time to time. And what it also has shown is that there's not one solution fits all for everyone. There are different roles, different people, different needs. And we need to accommodate the balance of where to work and when to work in a far better way going into the future than we did before.
You mentioned a few points in relation to what the workplace needs to consider and support moving forward. In light of this new environment, what can employers and employees expect? How can they prepare for this?
The most important thing is to go into a dialogue to understand what makes people as an individual, teams as a group, and organizations effective. And that is very much connected to the business and the line of business people are working in. It's connected to the values of the organization and what people need to really be authentic within the work they do. And it's very much connected to the activities people perform. And to show that, I have this slide. It's in fact rethinking where do we work best, and especially where we do collaborate best. What is the activities we need to do in terms of collaboration, and should we do this at home? Should we do them in the office? And is there a difference between an office which is still having some restrictions due to the pandemic, like social distancing or wearing masks? Or are we going to the office in a completely, let's say, normal way where there's no social distancing and no restrictions on how to use the office? Because that will make a huge difference in the experience people have and the appetite people have to go back to the office. Redefining the activities we do for collaboration and how to do them in a way that makes people individually, but also as a team effective, that's the journey we're on. And that is a process where organizations need to look at to redefine also what that implies for the workspace and for the rules of engagement of how to use it.
As you've just also pointed out, working remotely and then working at the office, this hybrid work environment, it's here to stay. So on embarking on this new stage of work, what are the likely challenges that businesses need to account for, that key considerations that they should make in moving forward?
Well, the thing that is, of course, most important is all connected to what we call rules of engagement. How do we do things around here, and redefining those, which is connected very much to leadership styles, and to get a new balance between personal preferences and what the group needs. If I would like to work from home for 3 or 4 days a week because I can and because it fits my nature and because it fits my private life, that might be very good for me, but might not be the best for the organization or the team I'm working with. So how do you ensure that on the one hand, my personal preferences are met, on the other hand, the team and organization preferences are met? That can only be done when there is kind of a pretty clear set of guidelines or guiding principles of how we want to work and why we want to work in that way as an organization and a team. And on the other hand, to have a way of leading and a way of interacting with each other, which gives that opportunity to individually take responsibility and ownership for making those choices. And that is a new balance we need to create in organizations, and it needs to be accommodated by the technology we offer and by the spaces we offer, which implies also that spaces needs to be different than we have today. There's no need for an individual desk for everyone in the new office. There is a need for focus places. There is a need for individual work, but in a different balance than we have today.
And this is also similar to what Valden Company also does, correct?
Yes, that's completely right. I mean, it's our bread and butter, it's our passion, and it's what we do already for more than 25 years, is to help organizations to rethink the way they work and why they want to work in the way they want to work. And we, in fact, have three main components always we deliver and we do with clients. One is to really start with is to create a way of working vision. So to align how we want to work with the business drivers and the values of the organization. Then to help translate that into what does that mean for space, what does it mean for technology and for the rules of engagement or behaviors. And of course, we help organizations then to implement this in a proper way so that they are really successful in doing so.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your insightful answers, Louis.
You're very welcome. Thank you.